Okay, so let's start the webinar. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Mariana. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager here at the ESMT. And today we are here to talk about financing options for your master program or your MBA program. Today I'm joined by Gordon from Brain Capital and Francesco, who is one of our Master in Management students. Hi, Gordon. Hi, Francesco.
Hi all, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. So we will start with a quick introduction to the ESMT degree programs. We'll talk a little bit about ESMT, the different programs that we offer, how the admissions process works. This will take around 10 minutes. After this, I will pass it over to Gordon, who is going to present a little bit more about the Brain Capital, how it works, and how we are connected to ESMT. And after this, we will have the most interesting part of the webinar, I guess, which is the Q&A, that you can ask all the questions that you have. You can ask the questions through the Q&A function here on the bottom of the screen. If you already want to start typing in your questions, feel free. Then we will get to them in the end of the webinar. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to share my screen. So, as I said, I will talk first a little bit about ESMT. For those of you who are not familiar with Berlin, we are located very near this pointy thing here on the left side of the screen, in the center of Berlin, close to Alexanderplatz. And on the right side of the screen, you can see our campus, this shiny facade. We are located in a historical building in the center of Berlin, in the center of Europe. And we are a relatively new school. We just turned 20 recently, and we are focused on leadership, innovation, and analytics. So those three elements will pop up across all of our programs. And we were founded by those companies that you can see on the bottom of the screen. They support us in different ways. And we don't like to give too much focus for rankings, but we are quite proud to say that we were ranked first one in Germany and number 8 in Europe, according to the Financial Times. And we also have the triple accreditation, which only 1% of all business schools have. Now that I said a little bit about ESMT Berlin, I will talk about the different programs that we offer. So we have 3 different master programs. The master programs are for professionals in the start of their careers with maximum of 2 years of work experience postgraduate. And all of our master programs offer a mix of academic excellence and practical experience. They just have a slightly different focus. So the Master in Global Management is for those who are interested in working in strategy consulting, who want to work in management. We also have a lot of international experiences in this program. Like, for example, the Social Impact Project. We have an exchange semester and also an internship that can be done in Berlin or outside of Berlin as well. We also offer some finance options, so like the finance certificate and the portfolio management program. Moving forward, we have the Master in Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and this program is for those who want to make a mark as a founder, innovator, investor, or consultant. So you can start your own business in the first year of the program, work with ESMT's in-house incubator, Valley Berlin, and gain first-hand experience from Europe's most vibrant startup ecosystem. And last but not least, we have the Master in Analytics and Artificial Intelligence. That is for those who want to work at the intersection of data and business. This master's program will prepare you for a career as a digital innovation consultant, analytics leader, or technological change agents. I know it's a lot of information to wrap up in a few slides, but If you have any questions, we can get to those later. And here are the deadlines. So we will start the applications for all master programs on November 1st to start in September 24. Now that I said a little bit about the master programs, I will move on to the MBA. We offer 4 types of MBA. So we have the full-time MBA that are for those who want to really focus on the MBA experience and stop working. And usually our students from the full-time MBA, they're focused on changing either their career or location or industry, and who are interested in develop their leadership skills. So for the full-time MBA, we have the specialization track, so you can choose to specialize in the topic that you're most interested in. You have the summer options that you have the opportunity to choose between an internship, a German class, or a social impact project abroad. And also you can choose to study your electives in Berlin or in one of our partner schools abroad. This program has a duration of 15 months, starts every year in January. Now, talking a little bit about a program that is made for professionals who want to keep working while pursuing an MBA. We have the part-time MBA that is done 75% online, which means that you can study at your own pace, and 25% in person. This 25% in person happened during 14 weekend residencies here in Berlin during a 2-year period, and the rest of the learning will happen at your own pace online. We will have in-person modules running from Thursday afternoon to Saturday, meaning that you have to take off minimum time off from work. Now moving forward to the Global Online MBA. Unfortunately, the Global Online MBA, it's not covered by Brain Capital, but just a quick mention to a program in case someone wants to study an MBA but doesn't have the opportunity to come to our campus in Berlin. We offer a fully online program that has a duration of 2 years, and you have 2 electives in person. Moving on to a program that is designed for more senior professionals, we have the Executive MBA that is for those who want to open the door to senior management and can study part-time while still working. So you can apply your new skills to your role straight away. So when it comes to success as these very senior positions, we understand that self-awareness is very much indicator of success. So you will spend a lot of time working at understanding how to manage different organizations from different sizes. You will also spend some time looking at yourself, your own leadership style, and how you go about setting a culture throughout an organization. This program has a duration of 18 months and starts in October. Now, talking a little bit about careers on campus, we have a career fair every year. These are some of the companies that we had for January in this year. We always have the career fair in person and online for those who cannot attend in person. And last but not least, we have the application journey. So both for masters and MBAs, you can submit your application online. We have a very easy, intuitive application system. Once you submit your application, if you meet the criteria of the program that you have applied to, you will be invited for a personal interview that can take place in person or online. After the interview, we will evaluate your application and come to a decision. In your application, you can also apply for scholarships, and you can combine scholarships with financing options such as Brain Capital. So that's a great opportunity because we understand that investing in a master program and an MBA can be really challenging for some of our students. And here are the next deadlines for the MBA program. So we have a new class of full-time starting in January, and we have the last deadline in November. For the Global Online MBA, for the class that starts in May, we have a deadline in January. And for those who are interested in the part-time or executive MBA, we have the applications opening on November 1st. Thank you very much. I know this is a lot of information to pack in over a short period of time, but I just wanted to touch upon all of our programs. And thank you very much for listening. Now I will stop sharing my screen and hand it over to Gordon to talk a little bit about Brain Capital. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariana, for your short introduction. Yes, Brain Capital is partner with ESCP since 2016, and we do offer financial help for the tuition fees, which is totally different to any loan. So I will just share my screen. So what we have is an income share agreement. You might have heard that before. Just some facts about Brain Capital. We are founded in 2005. At the moment, we do have more than 30 partner universities. ESMT is one of them. And in total, we have got over 320 million euro fees under management. So what is the education fund? The income share agreement means for you that you design a contract to finance your tuition fee via Brain Capital. So you do not have any care during your studies in behalf of your tuition fees. And if you finish, after finishing your degree, you do the repayment based on your actual income. And if you are unable to, if your income is less than 30,000 euro, you do not have to pay anything in that moment. That means you have got all the freedom to do whatever you want after your studies. And your repayments later enable a new generation of students at ESMT to finance their study with that education fund. That is the meaning of the income share agreement. What are the options with that education fund? Well, we can pay up to 100% of the ESMT tuition fees. It's totally up to you. Partial financing is also possible. So that you can completely focus on your study during the time at ESMT and during the time in Berlin. And the repayment period begins after graduation, so you do not have to pay anything during your studies. And of course, the education fund is combinable with any other scholarship, grants, or any other funding you might know. After your degree, if the income is less than 30,000 euro, I think I mentioned that already, you do not have to do any payments in these years. So you can do another degree if you want to. You can do your self-employment, part-time work, work and travel. So everything is possible, even if you are unemployed. You got a safety that you do not have to pay anything in that time. And if your income is more than 30,000 euro, you have to pay a fixed percentage of your gross income back to the education fund, and that fixed percentage is managed in the contract before you start with the education fund. So what are the conditions we have at the moment? The master programs have got a fee of 32,000 euro, and that means you have got a back payment percentage of 6.5% for over 10 payment years. And the executive MBA, full-time MBA, and part-time MBA is depending on your personal profile. So the conditions for these programs depend on your current income and your career at that moment, and so it will be in between 5 and 10%. But we have to take a look at your profile, and after reviewing that, we can send you an offer of how the conditions will be for these programs for you. The 10 payment years are fixed. So who is eligible for the education fund? All UK, EU citizens, but also UK, Switzerland, USA, Canada, Australia can be eligible for funding. It's a case-by-case basis, but these are the nationalities who are have got the option to finance your studies via us. The application process is really easy. We only need your CV, the transcripts you have, the admission letter of ESMT. We don't need the contract. Just the admission letter is enough for us in that moment. Your identity card, and if you apply for an MBA program, we do need a proof of your current income. And well, after receiving your application, you will receive a first feedback in between 1 or 3 work days. And after that, we coordinate an MS Teams call just to explain the model and the contract. And this will also happen in between 1 week. So in total, the application process is easy and fast. Yes, some FAQs we have. Is it possible to apply during the study program? It is. It's no problem. You can apply whenever you want. Proof is not needed. We do not need any other securities. Are the repayments kept? Well, we've got 2 extreme scenarios in our model. One extreme scenario could be that you pay nothing. Means if for 20 years long your income will be less than 20,000 euro, and the other extreme scenario is that you could pay the double of the funding amount plus inflation, and what you will have paid after 10 payment years will be in between these both extreme scenarios, and it's totally depending on your future income and nothing else. Yes, what happens if you die? Well, the repayment depends on your personal income. So if someone dies, the payment claims cease to exist. Which other obligations do students have during the repayment? Well, all we need is at the beginning of the year, we do need an estimation of your income. You can do that online in our tool. And a year later, we need the tax statement. So you have to upload your tax statement for every year so that we can compare it with your estimation at the beginning of the year, and that's it for you. So also this process is really easy and fast, so you do not have to worry that there is nothing that there is much to do for you. Where you can find these informations at esmt@braincapital.de. This is our website where you can find all informations and all conditions for the ESMT programs. Please take a look at the FAQs. They are really helpful. And yes, if you have got any questions, you're welcome to contact me. And yes, that's it from my side.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Gordon. Yeah, so we are accepting questions now, so feel free to use the Q&A function here on the bottom of the screen. In the meantime, I have a question for Francesco. So you use Brain Capital to help you finance your master program. So can you walk us through a little bit, how was the admissions process for you, first with ESMT and then with Brain Capital? How long did it take? If you have any tips for students that are interested.
Yeah, so I think it was exactly how Gordon described it. It was very smooth and fast. I remember having my conversation with the advisor and going through the contract together, asking all sorts of questions, and it was very open. I mean, to me, it was let's say a big moment of my life, a big decision, because I was going to finance my whole tuition, and so I wanted to clearly understand what I was signing up for, look at the scenarios and try to understand how it could go. And it was super fast and easy to understand, actually. So it was within the timeline, and to be honest, it felt like a integrated part of the whole application process.
Okay, thank you. We just received a question. I think this one is for Gordon. What is the interest rate? Is it a fixed one or depending on other conditions?
Yes, as mentioned, we do not have an interest rate. It's an income share agreement. That means that students will pay a fixed percentage of the future income. In the master program, it is 6.5% for the 100% financing of the tuition fees, and MBA programs and part-time programs depend on the personal profile. It will be in between 5 or 10%. So we do not, that's really important, we do not have any interest rates. It's totally different to any loan, you know. What we have is a fixed percentage of your future income for over 10 payment years.
Thank you very much. We have a question from Ji-won Kim. He asked if it works with Koreans. I know we talked about the nationalities covered, so if you could just talk over a little bit about the conditions for applying.
Yes, what we focus on is European citizens, and with a case-by-case study, it is possible for Canadian citizens, USA, UK, and Switzerland, and that is where we focus on. We do not have the possibility to take students of other countries.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for other countries, it's worth mentioning that ESMT has a list of scholarships available for MBAs and for the master programs as well. So, for example, you mentioned the part-time MBA. The part-time MBA is one of our programs that has a list of scholarships with different requirements for each one of them, but you can check on our website. We have scholarships available for this program. Thank you. Now we have another question from anonymous person. You mentioned UK and other nationalities that are reviewed case by case. Do you have an indication of percentage acceptance for UK students for MBA full-time, or what is the kind of case-by-case considerations?
Well, it depends on the amount you need via the education fund. It depends on your personal career. It does not make any difference if you are an UK citizen, a German citizen, or an Italian citizen. What we take a look on is your personal profile, and receiving that, we can give you an information how the repayment will work for you.
Thank you very much, Gordon. We have more questions coming in. Is the repayment based on future growth or net income?
Yes, it's the gross income that is the basis we do have in that program.
Okay, thank you. And here, the limit of the double of tuition fees calculated on the full tuition fee or the amount funded. So let's say if they don't fund the whole tuition fee.
that is also on the amount founded, so that is not of the total tuition fee, but what we found for you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so we are still accepting questions in case you have any more questions to ask. So we mentioned that it's maximum 10 years to pay back. Is there an average time that students usually take? It really varies by program or by student. Do you have any data on that?
Well, with MBA students or part-time students, most of them do pay right after the 10 payment years. So they're really fast in paying back. With master students, or even with master students, it depends a little bit on what they wanted to do after their study. If they want to do self-employment, and maybe the income at the beginning is not as they wished, so there may be a shift in the payments. But most of them do it after 10 years.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we are approaching almost the end of the webinar. It's supposed to be a short one. So if you have more questions, now it's the time. Is it possible to repay sooner?
Yes, it is possible. That's also in case-by-case information. So if you come to us with that idea, we have to take a look on what you have already paid in the first years, and then we look at what you will pay at with the rest of the years, and then you can give you an offer of what you could pay in one amount to leave the contract. Yes, and I see the question: what happens if someone does not pay everything back in 10 years? Well, that's our problem. So if you do not, if that is one of our extreme scenario, I think that's the best way to explain. If your income is less than 30,000 euro for over 20 years, you do not have to pay anything. So it is possible that you pay nothing.
Okay, thank you. We don't have any open questions at the moment, so I believe we can wrap up the conversation. I think the main point of this talk today was to really understand that it's very simple to apply for brain capital funding, that there are options if you are thinking about a master's or an MBA, but struggling financially. There are a few ways as scholarships, for example, and funding. We have more information on our website and also on Brain Capital's website. So thank you very much for joining today. If you have more questions, also feel free to contact us. We left our contact information on the slides, and we are going to share this presentation later as well with everyone who attended the webinar. So you can revise the information, and if any questions come up, ESMT is always open for receiving those questions and getting them answered as soon as possible. So thank you very much, Gordon. Thank you very much, Francesco.
I think we have a very last question from us.
Oh, yes. Okay, so a question about Master in Analytics and AI, but he doesn't have, so you can type in the question and then we can get to it.
In the meantime, maybe I feel just like adding a comment. To me, what an exercise that I did, which was pretty helpful, was to try to calculate the scenarios, for example. So I built up my little spreadsheet and try to figure out exactly like what income to expect in the 10 years and what was the percentage that I had to repay, and try to figure out if it was like over a given year, or if it was like an expense that I would be ready to take. And I think eventually, yes, there are some scenarios in which you would have to repay a bit more, and other which you have to repay a bit less. But overall, I think it's very valuable opportunities in general. Jose, in the meantime, didn't came out with this question.
No, but it was a great comment that you did, because I think a lot of people are just still in the phase of researching and considering their options. And yeah, I think your suggestion is really valuable for all attendees here. So since we don't have Jose's question, we can wrap up the session. Thank you very much, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you
Bye.
all.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Mariana, for
bye-bye.
organization. Francesco, all the best for you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.